In A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 2, which is called Hard Salt Beef, Dunk will appeal to various lords in order to gain entrance into the tournament. While in Episode 1 we only saw Aegon Egg Targaryen and Daeron the Drunken Targaryen, in this episode we will see many more Targaryens, most notably Baelor, Maekar, and Aerion. When the Targaryens arrive at Ashford, Dunk will seize his moment with Prince Baelor. In Episode 2, Dunk will approach lords and try to get them to vouch for him being a knight by remembering Ser Arlan. Dunk will come to Leo Tyrell, known as Leo Longthorn, the Lord of Highgarden and head of House Tyrell. He rides a white charger with green satin trappings patterned with golden roses. Leo Longthorn is well respected and liked. Nearly 100 years after these events, Leo is regarded as one of the greatest knights ever produced from House Tyrell, and some consider him the finest jouster ever to touch a lance. Before this, tourney Lord Leo participated in the First Blackfire Rebellion, fighting on behalf of House Targaryen. He won notable victories in the Reach against Daemon, the first Blackfire's supporters. Now Dunk tries to remind Lord Tyrell of Ser Arlan. "He spoke of his time in your service as his very finest," says Dunk. "I know him not, man," replies Leo. Dunk and Egg keep looking for someone to vouch for him, and Egg doesn't like the way every lord and knight treats Dunk. "Someone will remember him, Ser Arlan," says Dunk. "This is undignified, sir," replies Egg. "Why do you treat these royal lapdogs like they're your betters?" asks Egg. "They are my betters," answers Dunk and leaves Egg with his horses. "Rob me, and I'll hunt you down with dogs," threatens Dunk. "You don't have dogs," replies Egg. "I'll get some," yells Dunk. Dunk will then go to the castle where at the same time Targaryen princes are arriving. Dunk is confronted by a man who is waiting to welcome Baelor Targaryen. "Are you Baelor Targaryen?" he asks. "No, I'm not," answers Dunk. "Then move out of the way," he yells. "Yeah, sorry," says Dunk. We see Maekar and other Targaryens arrive. This is when Dunk meets Prince Aerion Targaryen. Aerion mistakes Dunk for a stable boy, ordering him to take his horse, and makes fun of Dunk, says he is a knight. Aerion looks at Dunk, who is watching the Targaryen princes arriving, and says to him, "Boy, stop gaping. See to my horse." Dunk replies with, "I'm not a stable boy, my lord." And Aerion asks him, "Not clever enough?" To which Dunk says, "I have the honor to be a knight." And Aerion makes fun of him by saying, "Knighthood has fallen on sad days." Dunk then goes inside the castle and meets Baelor. In case anyone is confused with all the Targaryens, let me break it down to you real quick. The king during this period is King Daeron the Good, but we won't see him. He is the first to get Dorne subdued and the first Targaryen to finally conquer and unite all the seven kingdoms by marrying a Dornish princess. The king's first son and heir is his Hand of the King, Baelor Breakspear. He has dark hair from his Dornish mother. Baelor's son and heir is Vallar, who we will also see in Episode 2. He also has dark hair, but with a silver streak, and he is married to a woman from Essos with pink hair. Maekar is also the king's son, and he has Targaryen silver hair, and he has 4 sons. First is Daeron, the drunk guy with sandy hair we saw in Episode 1. Second is the villain of the season, Aerion Brightflame. Third is Maester Aemon, who we saw in his old age in Game of Thrones, but won't see in this series because he is at Oldtown studying to be a maester. Fourth son is Aegon, who shaves his head to be incognito, and to serve Dunk as a squire. With that cleared, let's continue with Episode 2. Dunk will interrupt Prince Baelor and Prince Maekar Targaryen, who are occupied with the missing Princes Daeron and Aegon, 2 of Maekar's sons. Dunk has no idea Aegon is actually his squire Egg. After Dunk explains his problem to the princes, Baelor remembers Arlan. Baelor recalls jousting against Dunk's old master Ser Arlan years before in a tourney at Storm's End, where he had unhorsed him after breaking 4 lances. Baelor vouches for Dunk, and Dunk enters the tourney under the name Ser Duncan the Tall. Baelor asks Dunk So, Sir Duncan the Tall, how good of a knight are you? And Dunk replies with, you'll see. Since Dunk's shield displays the winged chalice, arms of the late Sir Arlan, Baelor says to Dunk he cannot bear the sigil himself, as he is not Arlan's true-born son, so Dunk needs to get his own sigil and repaint his shield. In episode 2, we will also see a flashback of Dunk and Arlan. Fortunately for Dunk, the woman he fell in love with in episode 1 is the one who knows how to paint shields. Dunk will again come to watch a puppeteer named Tanselle, who's performing puppet shows at a stall on the tourney grounds. Tanselle is with a group of Dornish puppeteers, including her uncle. The shows they perform include the stories of Florian and Jonquil, Nymeria and her 10,000 ships, Semion's Star Eyes, and a knight defeating a dragon. After watching her perform a puppet shows, Dunk speaks with her. Tanselle says, "The boys used to call me Tanselle, too tall." "You're not too tall. I mean, you're just right for me," says Dunk, and stops talking immediately, having realized what he just said. Tanselle's uncle carves the puppets, but she is the one who paints them, and now she will be the one to paint Dunk's shield with his new sigil, a green shooting star above an elm tree at sunset. A sunset because Sir Arlan liked them, an elm for the tree by his camp, and a shooting star for the lucky one he had seen in episode 1 with Egg. Having secured participation at tourney, and having secured his new sigil on a shield, the only thing left for him not to look like a farmer, but like a real knight, is some good armor. Dunk will approach Steely Pate. "You do good work?" asks Dunk. "None better," replies Pate. He is a short man with huge hands. He stands no more than 5 feet tall. The smith's thick chest and arms are covered in coarse black hair, and he has a black beard. Pate is proud of his steel, which is plain-looking but strong. Steely Pate sells Sir Duncan the Tall new armor. Duncan has to sell one of his horses so that he can afford to buy the armor. In episode 2, Dunk will watch the first day of competition amongst the commoners with Egg. Tybolt Lannister challenges Ser Androw Ashford and defeats him after 6 broken lances, taking his place as a champion. In the first tilt, Lyonel Baratheon challenges Ser Robert Ashford. After breaking 9 lances, they both lose their saddles on their 10th course, only to rise together to fight on, sword against mace. Robert is defeated, and Lyonel becomes a champion in his place. Lord Leo Tyrell is then challenged by Lord Damon Lannister, Lord of Casterly Rock, known as the Grey Lion, but he yields after Leo rips his helm off with a well-placed lance. Sir Humphrey Harding catches everyone's attention. He first knocks Lord Medgar Tully from the saddle and defeats him with sword afoot. Humphrey then faces a man with the same name, who is also his brother by marriage, Sir Humphrey Beesbury. It's the best fight of the day, and Humphrey Harding wins. The tourney goes through entire day and into the night. In the final joust of the day, and of episode 2, we will see Vallar Targaryen, oldest son of Baelor, and Targaryens will cheer him up. He wins all his jousts and remains a champion after the first day's jousting. This is the entire episode 2 of season 1 of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Let me know in the comments how you like the new Game of Thrones prequel series, and who your favorite character is. Thank you for watching and have a good one.